What is a clear path to business success in Canada? Click here the subscribe button, set up the alert. If the content of this specific video is something that you like, let us know by clicking the like button. So I want to start by saying and acknowledging that I know very well, I'm a business owner myself, I know very well that profits are the ultimate goal of a business. I mean, that's why the entrepreneur runs the risk of not following a safer path and creating something from scratch or being an entrepreneur. So profits are, of course, the ultimate goal and the reward for the risk and the value that you create. So, and everything, of course, starts with sales for a business. However, there is a very important distinction that I need to share here. The path for sustained profits in Canada may start very differently from what you may think, especially if you were born and raised in an emerging country. Let's look how this path to success really works in Canada. First thing people say, okay, let's just hire somebody or let me send a salesperson there. We already have the right product or right service. Everything is ready. All we need to do is to convince people so they can see what we do and they will buy from us. That's typically not the path that works. We already mentioned this in several other videos here in this channel. So let's look what actually works. What are the steps that actually do yield sustained profits and results in Canada? The first thing that people have to do usually is to know how to articulate and how to explain why you are in Canada. And again, because Canada is a market we learned that they don't have our product and service, or our product is much cheaper than the alternatives they have here, so we want to sell here. Typically, Canadians don't fall for those very kind of shallow ways of presenting an opportunity. People will want more, and let me get to these specifics here, right? It's not about, we deliver high quality, low price, therefore come and buy from us. That's typically not the reason why people understand that that's why you should be in Canada. So okay, specifically why people tend to be in Canada then? Why would an international business owner be conducting business in Canada? The first thing we see a lot is that people want to access international markets, right? People want to sell globally because Canada has a great network of trade agreements with everywhere, especially with the United States, including with Europe, with many countries from other regions like Latin America, Africa, Asia, right? So Canada is a great place with great trade agreements everywhere. So the access you have for international markets from the Canadian base, it's something that should always be part of the reason you are communicating to people why you are in Canada, because it's all true. Everybody knows that. So just saying, I want to sell to Canadians because you guys don't have a great product at a great price like I have, if you think about it, it's a little bit insulting. People will be, well, yeah, we do have alternatives here. You're not that great thing. But when you explain, yeah, you're coming to Canada because you understand this is a strong base to be global, people say, yeah, damn, yeah, of course, yeah. The other thing that's very strong in Canada is innovation. There's a very well coordinated effort among three parties, right? The academic world, the government and funding, and the business world. Like these three work together to solve problems using innovative solutions that will create more jobs and more taxes and more technology, more intellectual property. So if your business has a degree of innovation, mentioning to people that why you are in Canada includes innovation, it goes a long way. People think, wow, yeah, that's a good reason to be here. It's a better story. You're talking about you're coming here not with an interest. It's not like, just give me your wallet, just give me your money, and I'm gonna show you how good my product and service is. It's more about, I'm coming to be part of your community of business. So it's very important then to articulate why Canada and what's your plan in Canada, right? Specifically why Canada. But what's the plan? People will want to say, okay, that's great, I understand why you're here, but what do you want to do here? It's also important to have a few details, not deep in depth, but a few details. I mean, you need to be able to clearly show your business strength in multiple dimensions. It's like, yeah, we're good, we have this great product, this great service, but we also have these very solid policies for environmental, for anti-harassment, or social policies. Anything that your business does well, or we're really good at the logistics too, make sure we have the good infrastructure. Oh, by the way, the financial part is great too, because we make everything happen smoothly. It's multi-dimensional. It's not just about the product. Oh, I have the best product, but okay, how am I going to deliver that? Oh, you have to buy this amount because I don't know. I'm not going to make sure you receive this product or service. I mean, you have to go to our website, log in there with the credentials of my home country. You know, we can make things harder for Canadians to decide to buy. It's not just about the product. It's about the business strength in multiple dimensions. And be able to show that your business coming to Canada, or your business growing in Canada, it's contributing to Canada's business community. Okay, so we understand that we should have a plan in Canada, should be specifically in Canada, so that's all part of articulating why Canada. Now that we did that, then we start to reach out to people, right? To contact people. And here's the strongest recommendation we have is book information interviews first, not sales presentations. Look for expertise, people that understand well what you do, the problems that you solve. Don't look for buyers, somebody that is going to see immediately what they want and trying to buy from you, because they're going to be skeptical because you're not here yet. But look for advocates, people that are going to say, wow, this is a great company. Yeah, I want to make sure I talk to my colleagues internally here in the company, make sure they buy. So you're looking for expertise. And then when you book these information interviews, as opposed to you go to a product or service demonstration of why you are so good, what you sell is so good, you're doing the opposite. You're being curious first. It's curiosity first, demonstration only later, at very end, if it's appropriate. You may even not need to do any demonstration at your first meetings, right? But curiosity, yes, curiosity, people will remember that you're interested, you're trying to gather information about how things work here, and then you are learning and asking for feedback and maybe even referrals, but you are incorporating that learning, that feedback, right? So you start by then knowing how to articulate why you are in Canada, but then the next step is to book information interviews instead of sales presentations. And you may be thinking now, wow, that's exhausting and that takes too long. Well, that's why we have here our program, Your Business in Canada, right? Which is a platform where we hold your hand for this process. So we can help you on an ongoing basis to build this trust that's so necessary to conduct business successfully in Canada. But let's go back to our content here. It's about preparing, right? You need to understand and incorporate the feedback that you're receiving from these information interviews. Understand what they're telling you. If you're not quite sure what they're trying to tell you, ask them to be more detailed, to clarify. But you do need to understand and incorporate the feedback from your information interviews into your approach, right? So every information interview that you're having, the next one should be better because now you incorporated the learning from the previous one, right? And you should, along the way, be preparing very concise and focused communication, materials, one-pagers, emails that only speak to that point in bullet points, a website that's super clear that says why you solve a specific problem better than anybody else. So prepare. So, and then, okay, but then I'm prepared. Then what do I do? Of course, now you move to a disciplined process of contacting people, right? You need to be prepared for Canadian timelines and multiple stakeholders. That means probably this sales cycle in Canada may be longer than what you're used to back home, where typically in an emerging country, if you know the big shot at the company, boom, you go meet with that person and then you start to do business. In Canada, it's about convincing different people from different standpoints, and everybody has their schedule super busy in the next few days. Therefore, your meeting is going to be 3 weeks from now, and then after that meeting, you're going to have a second meeting that's going to be then 3 to 4 weeks after. So you need to be patient for the Canadian timelines and with requests for information and points of view from multiple stakeholders, right? So you really need to know how to leverage your connections instead of relying on solely one rainmaker. Because I can hear people thinking here, oh, that sounds too complicated. Let's just get one person that knows the market, that knows everybody. We put our product service in their hands and sales are gonna follow. I've never seen that happen. Okay? That typically does not happen. You have to leverage your connections as a whole with multiple interests, as opposed to hoping that one rainmaker is just gonna be a plug-and-play solution that easily is gonna generate sales for you. That's typically not how it happens in Canada, right? So you leverage your connections, right? You prepare for the Canadian timelines. That's the disciplined approach I'm talking about. And of course, it's much better to do all this if you have a good system, for example, a CRM, right? A customer relationship management system, to stay in touch, be patient. Maybe it's not the right time now, but it will be in 2 months, right? You never know. And don't disappear. If somebody told you, contact me in 2 months, do contact them in 2 months. Don't disappear, don't say, because then they say, well, they're not interested. So here are a couple videos that also are very helpful in this path to build your success in Canada. Thank you.